His hands shook faintly, his pulse thundered in his ears, and his breathing came in shallow waves. But fear wasn't the cause. He knew fear intimately, in the mirror after Claire's funeral, in the sterile hush of hospital corridors, in the suffocating quiet of interviews that ended before they began. Tonight was something else entirely. Tonight, one quiet act would tilt both their universes off their axes. "Please, just make it quick," the CEO breathed, voice barely above a broken whisper. Evelyn Sterling, untouchable, unbreakable, the woman whose portrait glared down from every lobby wall. Yet here she sat, crumpled against her own office glass like someone the world had finally beaten. And the single dad holding a mop had no clue that taking off his worn janitor's jacket would rewrite their entire story. Welcome back to my channel, Kindora Aura. If you're new here, please subscribe, like, and share. Now, let's continue the story. Anthony Ward never meant to raise his daughter alone at 33. Claire had slipped away when Emily was 5, leaving a little girl with too many questions and a father who answered them with trembling hands. Now 9, Emily was his whole sunrise. Every morning he packed her favorite sandwiches, wrestled her wild curls into braids, and murmured the same 3 promises he prayed he could keep. "You'll always be safe. You'll always have me. I'll never shatter." He worked himself raw, warehouse technician by daylight, night shift janitor at Sterling and Vale Enterprises after the sun went down. Evelyn Sterling ruled the top floor like a queen no one dared look in the eye. Anthony had only ever seen her in framed photographs, until that Thursday. He was finishing the executive wing when he heard it, the raw, ragged sound of someone crying so hard it hurt to listen. He should have kept walking. CEOs didn't need janitors. But a single dad recognized the sound of a soul running on empty. There she was. Navy silk dress wrinkled, perfect chignon unraveled, mascara carving rivers down porcelain cheeks. Evelyn Sterling, curled on the carpet like a child hiding from monsters. She didn't see him at first. When she finally did, she scrubbed at her face and whispered again, "Please, just make it quick." He didn't know she thought he'd come to end her pain the only way left. He only knew she was freezing. So he did the only thing he knew how to do when someone was drowning. He took off his jacket, faded, patched at the elbows, still warm from his body, and draped it over her shaking shoulders. "It's okay," he said, voice low and steady. "You don't have to hold the whole world tonight." 2 shattered people on a cold office floor. No cameras. No headlines. Just silence that finally felt safe. That was the night the walls came down. Evelyn Sterling had built an empire on control, every breath measured, every smile rehearsed, every heart kept at arm's length. Vulnerability was a luxury she'd never afforded, especially not to the man who emptied her trash bins. But some nights, even steel bends. After the jacket settled around her, something in her chest unclenched. She told him everything she'd never told another living soul, her father forgetting her name between hospital beeps, the board circling like vultures, the fiancé who ended it with a single text while she was in a boardroom pretending she still had it all together. Anthony didn't offer solutions. He didn't flinch. He simply stayed. The next morning her assistant nearly dropped her tablet when Evelyn asked, "What's the name of the night janitor with kind eyes?" Anthony expected to be fired when they summoned him to the 58th floor. Instead she offered him a new position, daylight hours, real pay, because he was the only person in the entire building who had ever seen the woman, not the myth. They started talking. First about nothing, rain against windows, terrible office coffee. Then about everything. He told her how Emily still slept with Claire's old scarf because it smelled like home. Evelyn laughed, real, startled, beautiful, when he described the cardboard fortress that once conquered their tiny living room. When the tabloids screamed Sterling and Vale CEO crumbling, and mystery janitor at center of scandal, security waited for Anthony at the staff entrance. Termination papers already warm in their hands. He didn't argue. He needed to feed his daughter. Destroying her for his paycheck wasn't an option. He turned to leave. Then heels clicked like gunshots across marble. Evelyn stepped between him and the guards, blazer discarded, eyes blazing, voice cutting through the hush like a blade. "Let him go and you lose me too." The lobby had never been so quiet. That night she found him on a bench outside, clutching vending machine coffee like it could keep the cold out. "You just risked everything," he whispered, afraid to look at her. "No," she said, sitting close enough that their shoulders touched. "I finally chose what was worth keeping." City lights flickered above them, a billionaire and a widower sharing the same sky, breathing the same air, no titles between them. "What happens now?" he asked. She smiled, soft and unafraid. "Now we build something that doesn't need either of us to pretend. A life. A life where Emily gained a fierce bedtime story reader with the best monster voices. A life where Evelyn learned love didn't require a corner office or a 5-year plan. A life where Anthony never had to apologize for the cracks in his heart, because someone finally loved the light that poured through them. The world didn't stop spinning. Bills still came. Headlines still sneered. But every evening when Evelyn came home, she hung his faded jacket beside her tailored coats. And every time Anthony saw it there, he remembered the night that began with a terrified whisper. "Please, just make it quick." Only now, neither of them was in a hurry. They had forever to take it slow.